History of Earth is 4.6 million years old, and that of early civilizations around 5,200 years. Civilizations gave birth to heritage, and today we are talking about Heritage Reborn. History of Ahmedabad is some 650 years old. To know a bit more about heritage, let us visit a city named Ahmedabad or Ahmedabad in local dialect to understand it better. Ashawal or Ashapalli, as it was known then, came up as a quaint settlement on the banks of a river, mainly falling on the route in and out of the Gulf that we now know as Gulf of Kambat. With ideal living conditions and flourishing barter trade, this place became the most preferred piece of land to own. Mighty kings of those times fought for its ownership, and the settlement donned the names like Karnavati, Srinagar, Rajanagar, and finally Ahmedabad. With these emperors, following many different faiths, came the development of the settlement, and it grew into a busy, rich manufacturing and trading town over the passage of time. Foresighted kings contributed hugely to the development of the city, which is architecturally and communally well planned, and while promoting artisans, appreciating their talent and skills. The city became a marvelous center of art and history. It is because of all these that the state party applied for its nomination to be declared as a historic city under Section 2, 5 and 6, and UNESCO included it in the prospective list during the year 2011. The city's history was compared with the like ones in Algeria, Morocco, Bangladesh, Ethiopia, China, Czech Republic, Egypt, Ecuador, Uzbekistan, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Yemen. It got an entry in the prospective list after considerable debate, collection and exhibition of evidences of rich heritage, and contemplating the status. Later, during 2016-17, ICOMOS, after extensive evaluation, discussions, and team visits, approved Ahmedabad as the historic city, first in India on 10th of March 2017. Going by the common man's definition, heritage is what we inherit. Art and culture depicting the life that our ancestors used to live as a part of their routine. Be it artifacts of daily use, architecture and monuments of historic importance, culture and customs of various faiths that previous generations followed, economic wealth, knowledge and skills they acquired and were passed on to their genetic chain, most likely as the prime source of occupation and livelihood. All these that we appreciate of the past and probably our future will, with what we have it today. Mrs. Dr. Namita and Dr. Hiren Shah, residents of Ahmedabad, is one such proud and passionate couple who has implemented their thoughts of preserving rich heritage and has taken it to the next level. We are here outside of their residence and let us hear what they have to say.
Welcome to Houseum. It's not a conventional house because we are living with some 10,000 artifacts and 25 thematic collections. But then it's not a standard museum also. Who stays in a museum? There is Chinese proverb which says that house must not look like a museum. But nobody has said that museum must not look like a house. So we call it Houseum, a fusion of two words, house and museum.
Everyone has a dream of building a house, and we are not an exception. During the World Heritage Week, we keep our house open for public viewing. We take the visitors around and share the stories of our passion and showcase the rich heritage of our ancestors.
Having inspired by architecture of old houses in pole of Ahmedabad, we selected a theme for our residence as old colonial house, having a facade typical of that era with central courtyard or a chalk, and for that we decided to have structural elements like doors, windows, jharokhas, railings, ceilings from the yesteryears. Our love for travel in India and overseas help us to search and collect artifacts of different era, different faith, customs and traditions. From our practice, we took out time to visit these places and travel, and of course it was not a less challenging exercise, but it helped us to collect these memories and lifetime lessons in making this new house. There is a thin line between collector and heritage protagonist. The old artifacts which were no more in the use were acquired, restored, given a sizable space in our house and put into the routine use. Now these old elements are breathing and living with us as if a new life is given to them. Hence we call it Heritage Reborn. Out of 25 thematic collections, the most prominent are locks, clocks and peacocks. They just don't rhyme well, they have strong reason to be here. To solve puzzles has been my passionate hobby since childhood. Eventually, I came across many Indian locks which I realized that they are having great intricate trickeries and puzzle qualities. I started collecting them and solving them by opening interesting, challenging tricks in them. Our Indian locks are the great examples of historical influences and also having many qualities of puzzling physics. This collection found place in many record books, but more than that, these locks put India on a world map in a very prominent way. This vast and unique lock collection gave me an international recognition. Namita and I are medical doctors committed to our medical profession for all 24 hours. The term 25th hour is used to denote that time and state of mind when we are following our hobbies and pursuing passion. These clocks are representative of our 25th hour.
Peacock is our national bird, but more than that, it is a coveted symbol of superiority, victory, vanity in most of the religions across the world. We have more than 500 peacocks displayed all over our house. They are in different forms, figurines, and made of different materials like brass, wood, glass, stone, and even mother of pearl.
No wonder Houseum is a repository of Reborn heritage, and we are the custodians of our rich legacy so that it can be passed on to the next generation. If I can suggest, each family should try to identify and conserve inherited household objects and try to display them prominently so as to educate and instill pride in younger generation about the same. It will definitely keep alive this title of Heritage Reborn.